That sounds like an ocean breeze.
Bye, love.
Ooh.
You can still hear it.
You're supposed to click it.
Oh, I thought it was just one sound.
This lid smells like incest.
So I guess we got to pay bills now, right?
We
We
gotta
got
pay
our sponsors, our first sponsor, ever.
It's because we didn't know what it was like, you know?
We don't know.
We don't know. We're learning.
Women's boxing. Don't
mind
worry
the
about
2024.
That's last year.
We're waiting on the new edition, you know?
We got sponsored. We didn't get updated.
Yeah. So make sure you guys follow up. Yeah, brought to you by Women's Boxing Network at Women's Boxing Network. Save the date, May 17th, 2025. Not 24.
They're having a show?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
We still don't know, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're waiting on the location because I think they're working on it.
They're doing a great thing for females.
Yeah.
They're doing a great thing getting women. I mean, you should know you're like a female. You're in the man's world. And they formed this little group. I'm speaking for them, okay? But I don't even know this for sure. But from
your
what
perspective is valuable.
My perspective. Girls don't get that much love in the gyms, you know, and not like that, but there's not many girls. You know, there's one or two girls per gym, if that compete, that train to fight. So those two young ladies are Amber and Heidi got together and started a network of females. And that's cool because I like to empower my daughter. So to see females, you know, getting together, sponsor, like they spar, they work, they fight, they put in shows together. Support the females, man, because they're out there grinding just like us. Man, I lost my track of thought about that. I was going to say something about everything they do. It's just too it's so cool to have those females because like I'll have coaches call me from Mexico, from other places. Hey, you got sparring for my girl. She's pro. Call Amber. Yeah. Here's Amber's number.
And then a bunch of them come through.
Amber's like the Don King of that.
Yeah, she really is.
So it's cool, man. It's cool to see them females doing their thing in the sport, man. And Amber drops by the gym every so often and spars all the time. So that's cool, man.
Most importantly, I think a lot of women are kind of used to sparring the men. And you got to understand the men are never going to go 100% with the female. So you're never really going to understand, you know, when you're sparring with men. Yes, I'm not saying that you won't improve. You will improve. But there's nothing like sparring somebody who's your weight and your fucking gender, you know, whatever people want to call it.
And it's going gun-ho with you, full throttle.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it doesn't mean full throttle, just means working. And getting that live work.
It's different. It's different, for sure. So.
You had something to bring up.
I did. You know, random thoughts that I get whenever I'm watching something or like, you know, my mind. It'd be tripping. But I thought about, I don't know exactly what I was thinking about, but it has something to do with either you have it or you don't.
It factor?
The it factor or certain qualities, right? Like there's certain abilities that you're born with and there's certain skills that you can develop, right? Like, for example, I think one, and this is probably the most obvious one that you're born with is power. Like, it doesn't matter how much you try to, you can improve, you can get a little bit more power from technique, but I think, you know, just from what I've observed and experienced, like watching, you either have power or you don't. And I think speed might also fall in that category.
Speed is also a good quality to have.
Yeah.
But that's more like, well, I guess you're born with it too, is like fast twitch muscles, you know?
Yeah. Some guys have
what is
IQ.
power? Muscle fibers? You guys that know, let us know. I don't
even know because
where does power come from? Bone density?
It's the skinny guys that I've noticed that are fucking super powerful, man.
Nah, I mean, yeah, but I've been hit by some little fucking Hawking warrior looking motherfuckers that I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And I've been hit by guys. To me, it was always the guys who I least expected.
Yeah.
Well, like, what the hell?
Yeah, just that whole like judging the.
But I think the skinny guys, you're right. If they get you from that long range.
Yeah. Because
that shot just they turn everything over. But I always wondered what is it like? What is power like? Is it? I know a long time ago there was a video about a fighter named Vincent Padaway. He said he hit okay, but he said with proper technique and he got more power in his shots. And there's a very famous video of Adam, hopefully you'll pull it up, is Vincent Padaway knocking out Simon Brown.
Yeah.
That knockout was one of the knockouts that stuck to me over all the years. You know, when I watched that one, Simon Brown's punching in the air, he's knocked out cold.
Yeah.
And he said that he learned how to hit hard. So I don't know, like, to that question of yours, like, what factor would you want in a fighter? Do you want power? You want IQ? You want awareness?
Well, this is something that I actually learned from you is power.
Yeah.
Because it's like God given. I really do think that either you have it or you don't. It don't matter how much you try and train for that shit. It's and it's the equalizer. Most motherfuckers just need one. They learn how to be precise and
that's it.
Have fun with that. But aside from heavyweights, is there anybody memorable that you can think of that is like you can tell right away that people do not want to be in front of them because of their power? Anybody who really sticks out to you? To me, just because I've been like recently, maybe Canelo. I can't off the top of my head. You know what I mean?
Well, right now, I think for a long time, even though he's not fighting no more, was Keith Thurman.
Mm-hmm.
He's not active though. Benavidez.
Benavidez is pretty strong.
I say it in Spanish. Benavidez. I just saw Joshua Parker. I don't know if it's an old video, but he just saw a video where he knocked somebody. Joshua Parker's developing really good. Oh, he's a heavyweight though.
Was he always a heavyweight though?
I think they call him a middleweight in the super in the heavyweight's body, but I don't know. He looks good, man. And he's been like under the radar forever. He doesn't, he beat Andy Ruiz, I think. He got a good big win, and now he's starting to get a little taste of that. Power like that is like intimidating. I don't know. I think like nowadays fighters could deal with power a little more, but it's like I wish we can hear thoughts in the ring when the guys are fighting.
I know. That would be dope. Kind of like what women want in the movie with Mel Gibson.
With Mel Gibson. But the guy getting hit, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh damn. How am I gonna get past this?
Because some of them have fucking good poker faces. I guess Tank, for a smaller dude.
Yeah, Tank.
But I think he's also very precise though. He's very precise, accurate, and he's downloading. He's pretty complete. Yeah, he's a pretty complete fighter.
Another one. Let me think of another one. I know people are like screaming at the phone. You know who was good power, but I don't know if he's intimidating. If he is Morrell.
Yeah. Well, most of his wins have been by knockout, right?
Yeah. We'll see how he does against Benavidez, but
that's gonna be I've been watching the build-ups to that fight, and oh man, I'm very curious to see that matchup. Very curious because I mentioned this to Barry. We kind of like talked a little bit. He's like, he always asks, "What do you think? What do you think?" And I told him, because he's like, "Dude, I don't know. Morrell looks good," and I'm like, "Yeah, he's good. He's a good fighter." But when it comes to big fucking fights like this, you gotta take everything into account, not just the abilities. You gotta think about leading up to the fight. A lot of people may not understand this because obviously you gotta be in that position. But there's a lot that, like, fight week, there's a lot that these guys are fucking having to endure. Aside from the weight cut, they have to do interviews.
Nobody sees that
all
shit.
The bullshit that they have to do. You have to be
train.
You have to be here by this time. You have to be after 12. Like
tickets for family.
Fucking
everybody and their mama calling them.
Rooms, yeah. Making sure everything's squared away. All your paperwork is done. Medicals, weigh-ins. Like there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people may not be aware of. Because most of that shit's not documented. They just document the face-offs and shit like that. You know what I mean? But that is very draining, mentally draining, and it turns into physically draining. And
that's the only part I hate about boxing. Mm-hmm. And we haven't even been on that platform where, we've been on the undercards, but I'm saying when you got to go do an interview, another interview, and then go train,
right,
and then come back and do another interview, and then go try to make
and then there's two-way weigh-ins. It's not just one. It's the official weigh-in, and then they have the fucking ceremonial weigh-in. So it's like these guys are constantly, and this is like a couple hours apart. It's not like, oh, today's this and tomorrow's that. No, it's like this after this after this. So it's very mentally draining. And if you don't have that experience, which I think Morrell hasn't been at that stage quite yet, not like the magnitude that Benavidez has experienced. He's used to having the cameras in his face and the fucking interviews and the stupid questions like repeated over and over. So because of that, that's why I said I think Benavidez is going to do good.
If Benavidez wins and then he fights, I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
We don't know how many fights Canelo has left.
Right.
There's rumors he's fighting somebody in May and then he might fight Crawford in September.
Right.
If Benavidez wins and then beats Benavidez in September,
Oh my God.
Does Canelo fight Benavidez? I mean, if he doesn't fight him then,
that's good. And I think that's what Benavidez started focusing on. I think he's, you know, fucking, I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna fucking have the whole, you know, boxing society just shit on you, you know? But that's tough. That's tough because say he does beat the winner of Better Be a B-Ball. It's not an easy task.
Right now, Benavidez is like the Padres of San Diego. And Canelo's like the Dodgers, you know, the highest paid. And I just want to see Benavidez.
That's a great analogy.
I want to see Benavidez get a chance.
Yeah, me too.
Chance to see what he does. If he gets blown out the water, so be it. If it's a draw, fuck it. And if he beats Canelo, fuck it. New guy, new kid on the block.
Yeah. That's a great analogy. Padres, Dodgers. Why? Because Padres have all the fucking potential, but the Dodgers have all the fucking money and they just
power.
Yeah, they know how to strategize, you know. And I think that's the perfect analogy. That's crazy, man. But yeah, I guess we'll elaborate a little bit more next week on that fight because it's going to be February 1st. It's coming up. That's a good, nice card. Now another fight you're talking about. Canelo against Crawford potentially in September. News that just came out recently. Ryan against Pitbull in May, which I found a little strange because Pitbull was slotted to fight Fierro on that same card. Which I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it because you cornered Tashiro.
Not just corner him. He came during COVID. He came to train with us.
Right, he trained with you too.
He trained with us for a while, and I cornered him before, and he's always been cool with me. Tashiro Fierro. His last fight, he fought that kid from Puerto Rico who's the champion now.
Right,
he tore his
like a
heel,
fucking
something in his
Achilles
heel.
or some shit, right? His tendon. There's a tendon.
So he finished the fight on his feet like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
this happened early in the fight too, right?
I'm just wondering, and I haven't reached out to him. I could reach out to Fernandez, and Tashiro, but I'm leaving it alone.
Right.
You know, but I was wondering, knowing Fernando Fernandez, knowing Angel, and that's his name, Angel Fierro, what their mindset is that they're already advertising Pitbull against Ryan.
Right.
Tashiro, when that stuff happens, you'd be surprised how many times there's a spoiler.
Yeah, big time.
Because Pitbull's already looking ahead.
He ain't giving a fuck.
I don't know him, but
Ryan's a money fight, dude.
2-3 million here.
Yeah.
7-8 million over there.
Hell yeah.
He has to pull it off.
Has to.
That's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. What do you think about that? And then
you have to move the needle.
What do you think about that? Because you have some personal experience with him. I don't know him. I don't even think I've had the chance to meet him. But I've heard a lot of good things about him. Now, a lot of people, the layman may not know him or know of him.
She said layman. Layman's terms.
The layman, those who aren't like super invested in the boxing world. What do you think about him in this fight against Pitbull? Because I'm super rooting for him for sure.
Him?
Yeah.
I think that stylistically, like, they're designed for each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a style that he doesn't understand.
Right.
And it's not a style that's going to overwhelm him.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that fight's 50-50. And if Angel Fierro pulls it off, I mean, I'm cheering for him because I know the kid. And I like to see him, earn some big money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Him and Fernando Fernandez have always been good with me. And, I mean, just excited that fight's taking place. And I'm going to go Fierro all the way. I think Fierro will have to weather the first 4 or 5 rounds, and then he'll start getting Pitbull's timing.
Yeah.
And then it's going to he has to be like Rayo Valenzuela. He has to take his time.
Yeah.
And try to pick him apart because he loads up on everything.
Yep.
So you got to just time him between his combos.
He gets frustrated too. And it's shown, actually, since in a lot of fights, it's shown that he gets frustrated. And I think people are going to learn how to capitalize.
I think he was a great fighter when he didn't have a mic in his face and a camera.
Yeah,
Once that happened, he turned into a
head,
different person. Yeah.
I saw that too. I agree with that. But, and it's funny because he started becoming that after he lost the fight.
Yeah.
He lost to a fucking Tank.
Yeah. That's how he got his platform.
But,
speaking of platform, I was thinking that people always talk about boxing, how one fight changes your life. I saw that Pitbull's fight changed when he fought tank.
Yeah, his life
He
changed.
didn't win,
sure.
but his life changed.
Yeah.
I can't even pronounce his name, but the kid from France that beat Munguia.
Suras. Bruno.
Bruno Suras. He's in talks to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
He's in talks to fight anybody.
But
I saw the picture of him in the Middle East. I think it was in London. With he's in that picture with all the top of cream. Fight.
Oh, at the Ring magazine.
The Ring show that meeting in London.
Yeah.
One fight.
And he up there picture. Now.
He made the picture.
Oh my God, dude!
This is how tough this sport is. So when your coaches yell at you because you hurt your hand and you're crying, he's like, "Shut the hell up! Let's go, kid."
Mm-hmm.
He's not being an asshole. He's preparing you for what's going to happen. Munguia already had his flight for that event.
Yeah,
he didn't make the picture.
Yeah, I've heard that they're going to rematch.
That's the rumor.
Yeah. I've heard that they're going to rematch on the fucking, I can't remember, I think it was like Pro Box or something mentioned that Munguia wants the rematch. That's good. Fuck it.
I got the inside scoop on that one.
Oh.
They're basically telling him to jump on it.
Yeah.
If not, somebody else going to reap the benefits with that guy. Because that kid is not that good.
I know,
he's
man.
good, but he's not that good.
He only had like 4 knockouts.
This fool just kept dropping his hand.
Yeah, I know.
Whoever beats that man takes all that credit.
Yeah. Now, okay, I'm going to bring this up because you just reminded me. Kara asked me this. How much do you think is like luck and how much do you think is training, right? Because take, for example, that split moment. I guess it comes down, like, I believe in training, hard work, and being focused, from start to finish. But he saw a moment and he took advantage of it right then and there. And he landed so precise that it rocked him and he went down. And that was it. Knockout. How much do you think, like, there's certain moments, right, where, or even nights, right, the guy, your opponent, just didn't sleep well the night before, and he just had a shitty night, and he had a shitty performance. How much do you think it's training?
Most fighters don't sleep at night before the fight.
Yeah.
So,
especially because of the weight cut, people
may not
understand that.
Excitement and nerves and all that stuff. But you guys people will disagree. Don't think there's such a thing as luck in fighting. It's luck if you throw in the air, you miss and knock them out. But like, how can you have luck when you've been training for the same thing over and over? Right. Your job is to hit, to block, to slip, and if you're getting hit, I always tell people when you land shots, there's a result coming back. Yeah. Either you're going to knock them out or it's going to swing back. Right. You're engaging. So there's no such thing as luck in the fighting. The guy clipped him. It's not like the first right hand he hit him with. He hit him with it a couple of times. Yeah. But that one just happened to have it. That was it. That was it. So many times that you throw it, I think, it's a numbers game too. And not statistics, probability. Munguia, from what I heard, the rumor is that he started losing his power with the rounds. Mm-hmm. So maybe he felt a little bit more comfortable towards the end, later rounds. He started taking more risk. Yeah. The French kid. Yeah. Suras. He started taking more. That's how it's spelled, though. Yeah, Suras. He was taking more of a risk your body starts getting used to the power too. Yeah. That could be another thing too. Your body starts getting like, okay, I felt this. It's only in the beginning, like, oh shit. If you don't clip him, that's what sets a difference. And he just started like, how do you say, like, started getting used to his power. Yeah. Yeah. That's why he started taking more risk. Yeah. And you know what? On that note too, I think something that's very underrated is, like, you always mention learning how to read the book, because that in itself is a skill, in my opinion, right? Because say he didn't have that ability to read, he would have just fucking, I don't know, circled around him, not thrown the right hand, not noticed that he was fatigued. There's some guys who literally they don't notice that other, like, what they have in front of them. Here's the psyche about boxing. Okay, this is something before I met you, because I was always intrigued about psychology. Yeah. I used to always tell the guys, when you're knocking somebody, when you have somebody hurt, always keep your hands up. Yeah. And you're beating them up, keep your hands up, walk them down. Because the guy that you're beating up, he's like, fuck, I can't hit. He's throwing back and he's hitting your arms, and he's throwing back and he's missing. So psychologically, he's like defeated. Yeah. But if you're beating somebody's ass and you start dropping your hands and start showboating, you wake up a demon that's beat up. Yeah. And you start giving them hope, anger. and he starts seeing there's an opportunity, there's a chance. He keeps dropping his hands.
Right.
Or he's taking unnecessary risk. And that's what happened with Surase.
Yeah.
He just fucking saw his hand down and said,
boom.
That's it.
Yeah.
As you give somebody a little hope.
Yeah.
Instead of being fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
Like Canelo's always fundamentally sound.
Absolutely.
And Mayweather, different guys. The guys that are in the cream. One guy that wasn't fundamentally sound, but his fucking style saved him was Manny Pacquiao. It took Marquez 4 fights to figure it out,
yeah.
you know? But other than that, nobody could figure that. I mean, when he was younger, he got knocked out, you know? But that's the kind of guy he was. That's what made him who he was.
Right.
But, you know, like, if you have somebody beat psychologically, don't put your hands down.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot of times where the motherfuckers drop their hands and boop.
And to circle back, it's training, man. Like you always tell the guys, right? It doesn't matter how you start, right? Like when you're fresh, it really matters when you're fucking tired and you start going back to those bad habits, dropping your hands or leading with your head or fucking, you know what I'm saying? Leading with your upper body, shit like that, being sloppy with your defense. Those are all learned habits, man. So if you're disciplined and you stick to your training, you'll be all right. Like Canelo, it doesn't matter how tired that fool is. His fucking hands are up.
Yeah.
You're not going to see him slipping like that, you know?
But to answer Kara's question, the only way I rephrase I changed my answer. I think the only way you can knock somebody out with luck is if you close your eyes and you throw a punch. That's when luck kicks in, you know?
For real.
If you close your eyes and you just like, fuck it, you know?
Yeah.
That's where luck kicks in. But if you're looking at them and they're looking at you and you're getting beat up, like there's no luck.
Yeah.
You're engaging. One guy could take more shots than the other.
Yeah. We'll see who's more prepared on the night, you know, because it's not always down to skill, man. It's not always down to skill. If you didn't prepare and the other guy's more conditioned than you, he has a chance to beat you. Yep. You know. But another fight we have coming up, another one that's a little
that one's rough.
A little near and dear. You know, Mr. Diego Pacheco against Steven Nelson.
So Cold Nelson.
January 25th, coming up this weekend. Wow.
I don't know what to say about that fight.
Yeah,
I like both. I mean, if I have to pick somebody, I think I like Steven Nelson more.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that doesn't sound right. I care about Steven Nelson a little more because he trained with us.
Mm-hmm.
We played basketball together, played video games at my house. We celebrated that fool's birthday at the house. You know, we did some things with him. And Diego, I seen him develop through the amateur circuit when he was with Rudy Garcia. I seen him represent Mexico in the U.S. in the nationals. And there was always a good relationship. He'd come up to the gym to fight. And cool kid, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Every time he sees us at the shows, he says, "What's up?" And so does Steven Nelson. I mean,
that's a tough one. Because you gotta. What would you say that Steven Nelson's like a vet? Is he at that point of his career? Because he kind of started a little later.
He's a young vet.
Yeah, right.
He's a young vet, but with a lot of experience being in the under Crawford's tutelage.
Yeah,
he needs it.
Yeah,
he needs this fight if he wants to make some money on his way out. Pacheco is young, and he could come back. And I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a tough fight for both of them.
That's next week or this week?
That's this coming week. This coming weekend, 25th.
I'm gonna let Destiny pick this one.
Yeah, because that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Heads who?
Heads. Oh, I gotta call it.
No, who should heads be?
Steven Nelson.
Okay, tails.
Pacheco.
Okay, flip it for me.
Don't catch it or catch it.
It's up to you. Throw it right here on the table.
Oh, heads.
Steven Nelson.
Was that a good throw? Fuck it. It is what it is.
So if I lose, I'm not wrong. I'm gonna let Destiny pick that one.
Steven Nelson.
Steven Nelson.
Man, that's a tough one to pick, man, because you're talking about career, you're talking about livelihood. You got the young buck who's wanting to break through, right, to the next level, and you have the older, experienced, I wouldn't call him a vet just yet, but the older, experienced man who also wants to break through too. He wants to break through too, you know. So that's a tough fight. I don't know what to call. I'm going to go with Pacheco on that one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. 50-50. I mean, 1-1.
Oh, do you want to bet?
No. I don't want to bet on that one.
For real?
No, whoever wins. You know, I just let Destiny pick my
$3?
Oh, I'm not betting you. I only bet on the ones I'm sure of.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure on that fight. I really am not. I'm really 50-50 on that fight.
All right.
If Steven Nelson's on point, he's special.
Yeah.
But Pacheco's a little sniper, man. So
it's long. He knows how to use his range really well.
Yeah, they're both fucking and yeah, I mean, you said Pacheco knows how to use his range.
Yeah.
He's really pinpoint accurate, but Steven Nelson has a fucking aggressive dog in him and
gonna bring out the best both gonna bring out the best in each other, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good fight. Oh yeah, bud. Now, is this it?
No. I wanted to bring something up. Yeah. So sometimes as a coach, and this is asking you this as a coach, okay? I'm gonna put in this one on Maggie because she handled this one because I was busy. When a fighter does not want to fight, there's signs. There's signs. And in the business of boxing, you would think that fighters don't back away. I'm not gonna say the kid's name, but there was a kid one day we were gonna fight, and he refused to make weight.
Yes.
3 times.
3 times.
You took him home at night.
Oh yeah.
He miraculously gained 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 3.
3?
Don't matter.
Then the next day you got him down in weight again.
Yeah.
And then he cut. He again. The Holy Spirit came down and gave him water. And then on the way up there, when he weighed in, he was like 7 pounds over, 6 pounds over.
Yeah.
Sometimes as a coach, this kid, we didn't know him. He came to train with us for like 2-3 months, 4 months.
Yeah, had a lot of mutual
acquaintances. Yeah. Everybody's talk highly about this kid. He's fucking good. He's good. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then they asked me about the fight, and I'm like, yeah, we'll fight him. We want to fight this kid. He's like, yeah, I'll fight him, coach. No problem. All right, we signed the contract, and we were training hard. We're sparring. He's doing everything according to what he has to do. And then he leaves the gym at a certain weight, and he is not supposed to drink water or food, and he comes back 4 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
What do you do as a coach when that happens? Like me, obviously we kicked him out, right? But there's kids in the amateur, not so high level like pro fights that don't want to fight sometimes.
Yeah.
And I notice coaches push them and make them do it. Do you do that, or do you let them figure it out?
Man,
because amateur is different. You don't have to. You don't have to fight.
Yeah, I think had we known this kid, maybe it would have been different. Honestly, it wouldn't even have happened if we would have known him. You know what I mean? Like if he would have been with us for a while. But I was cool with the decision, especially because to this day we haven't seen him.
No.
Face to face. You know,
they didn't even give him back my tent or nothing. We had to go get it. Remember the sweat tent?
We had to go get it. He was ashamed, and that's understandable, and I don't judge him for that, you know. But, yeah, it was tough. I was very confused. I did not know what the fuck was going on, dude.
I wasn't there, and I had people calling me the matchmaker, and people are like, I don't.
Dude, and you know what's crazy too, is that they changed the weight, you know, and he
was all happy.
And he was all happy, and it was like to our favor.
And
we're like,
gained another point.
And he fucking gained weight, dude. I was like,
This guy left the gym at. I'm just gonna not give the accurate weight, but he left the gym at 143, right?
Yeah.
The fight was scheduled at 140, and just not giving the accurate weight. Just giving you guys a description of what happened.
Yeah.
He left at 143, so the next day we just got to cut 2-3 pounds and then make weight, right? He comes back to the gym at 147.
Yeah.
Or 146, 147.
146, yeah.
And we're both like, did you drink water? No. Did you eat? No.
He swore up and down he didn't do
How
shit.
How the hell? I've never seen this.
Never.
I know that you lose ounces when you don't eat or drink nothing. Fuck it. We got him down in weight again. I'm saying it was her. The next day he gains another 3-4 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this fucking kid didn't want to fight. That's all it was. He didn't want to fight. And it happens a lot. And I feel bad for the matchmakers and promoters.
Yeah.
Then I don't, because they make a lot of money off people anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah, it is what it is. You got to cut your losses sometimes. But discipline is everywhere, man. It's not just fucking the running and the fucking skipping rope and your abs and shit. No, discipline is everywhere. You got to be disciplined enough to not drink fucking water, especially when you've sweat a lot. His body absorbed all that shit. He wasn't sweating anymore. He wasn't sweating. The fucking body was like, no, I'm taking this shit. I know I'm not going to get no more, so I'm keeping it.
So
and that was that.
That was that. So coaches, when your kids don't want to fight, figure it out.
But you know what? Because of your experience, you saw it that way. I was just like, this is just a kid who's not fucking disciplined. But in a sense, if you really want to fucking fight, you're going to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, man.
So that was an interesting.
Is it healthy? No, but there's some guys that don't eat for 2 days.
Yeah.
3 days they don't eat.
Yeah.
You know? Is it healthy? No, it's not healthy. I know. But that's how much they want to fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a damn shame because
motherfuckers pass out in the lobby,
For real. No, seriously. It's a damn shame because very few people impressed me like right off the bat, and he was good. He was a good fucking kid. But yeah, that was crazy.
One more story. Fight story. Let's go. One story.
Story time. Boxing Chronicles.
Same kid, because I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
Brian Figueroa is going to be coming back, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
We see him on Saturday.
He's going to be sparring this Saturday. March 29th, he fights in Ensenada with Victor Flores. One time, they gave me a call and they said, Joe, can you go spar Lomachenko?
Ooh, I forgot about this story, man.
So Brian, when he first started training with me, he said that was his idol, Lomachenko. If I could ever take him to spar, that would be his dream come true.
Yeah.
We go to Lomachenko's gym.
Yep.
And we show up and there's Tiburon was there.
Oh, that's right.
Tiburon was there.
Yeah.
Another kid from LA. I know his name, but I can't remember from the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Was there too. Mm-hmm. Tiburon's from San Quintin. He's one of the kids we cornered against Lindolfo Delgado. And we show up and we're supposed to do 3 rounds, everybody.
Yeah.
With Loma, so he can take a look at them and then he's going to pick who he wants in camp.
Right.
So I remember Loma walks in and that day, Luis Llanes went with me. Luis Llanes was a former Olympian too.
Yeah.
And he went with me. And when him and Loma saw each other, they saw each other in the Olympic Games. So
yeah, they knew each other.
They fist pumped each other. They didn't, once they said hi to each other and that was it, So I don't know if for that reason Loma picked us first. So Brian goes into the first round.
Yeah.
And Brian is a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Brian looked lost.
Yeah. He's
like throwing in the air, missing and looking like shit. And I'm like, dude, they're going to send us. They're going to fucking tell us to fuck off. We drove all the way to, this was in Lomachenko's house.
Like up north,
the
right?
Calabasas.
Right.
You guys want the address? And we go in his house, right? He has a gym in the backyard and he has another room in the back. Right. He has a little loft on top of the rooms in there for the fighters. And when Brian starts sparring Loma, he just looks lost, bro. Like he can't land shit. Loma's fucking footwork and movements and all that. And I'm like, all right. So Brian comes to the corner and I'm kind of like, what are we gonna do? What adjustment are we gonna make? And it just happens when he tells me something, my head reacts.
Right.
He tells me, I can't hit him, coach. I can't fucking find him.
Yeah.
I said, don't hit him. Don't throw where you think he's gonna be at. Don't throw where he's at. Throw where you think he's gonna be at.
Right.
And he's like, what? If you think he's going to go to the right, throw the punch there and then throw a second follow-up punch.
Yeah.
Just don't aim. Don't be accurate. Just throw at him.
Yeah.
At the moment you're accurate, he's going to hit you with a jab or a movement.
Right.
And then Brian just gets in fucking Loma's ass the second round, right? And I know it's sparring all the fucking, it's sparring, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sparring.
Yeah.
Loma comes back. The third round, Brian has his way with him.
Yeah.
Turned into 8 rounds.
When it turns into 8
The other guys, they start taking off their headgears and gloves. They're like, we're not going to go,
Yeah.
And then after the spar, and Brian, he did great for the 7 rounds, the last 7 rounds. It's sparring. He did amazing.
Yeah.
Against a pound for pound.
This
is
great.
Fucking 6-7 years ago. Loma was Loma. 5 years ago, 6 years, whatever it was, 6 years ago. So when that sparring is over, one of the managers for Loma or one of the guys from his team comes up to me and tells me, how much does Brian weigh?
Yeah.
And I said, he fights at 135. And the Russians, if you don't know them, they're like the Middle Eastern. They speak in a high tone. They don't mean nothing bad by it.
They're kind of brash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, in kilos. And I said, motherfucker, you're in the United States of America and it's fucking 135 pounds. Figure it out. And then he tells me, how tall is he?
Yeah.
And I said, he's 6 foot.
Yeah.
In meters. I said, figure it out, fool. Like, damn, dog. Like, I don't know. And he gets mad. He tells me to go.
Yeah.
They didn't even give us gas money.
Dang.
We leave. And then I get a call from Top Rank executive. And he says, Joe, why the fuck did you take Brian out there if he looked like shit?
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean he looked like shit? They said they don't want him back.
Yeah.
I said, bro, there was a guy there with a camera mounted on his chest filming the whole sparring.
Yeah.
Ask him for the video.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It's sparring. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
We beat his ass or nothing like that.
Right.
So then the next day he calls me. He goes, Joe, we gotta send that fucking kid with Crawford.
Yeah.
I said, oh hell no.
Yeah.
He's like, why not? I said, get us a fight or something. No, well, you're signed with Zanfer. I said, okay, we'll talk to Fernando. Beltran.
Yeah.
And he's like, why don't you want to send him with Crawford, but you'll spar Loma? I said, Loma, he could break our spirit.
Yeah.
But Crawford could break us physically.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to break my kid physically. Not yet.
Yeah.
In time.
Yeah.
That's what Crawford was beating up everybody's ass. Not that he had stopped, but this was Crawford was climbing up the. It was at one time undisputed, I think.
He was like at 140 at the time.
And he said, "You'll spar." Yeah, he was 140. And I ended up going with Crawford with somebody else. Yeah, not with Brian. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna protect my kid. You know, and that kid's coming back, and he's gonna be fighting. He's 27 years old now. Strong. He's in his prime.
Yeah.
He's 17-1. Hopefully by the end of this year we'll be 20-1 and contending.
Yep.
But yeah, Brian Figueroa, he impressed me that day with Lomachenko.
Yeah, man, that's a.
I told him he beat his ass in his own house, dog.
That's a hell of a fucking anecdote, man. Yeah. And nobody likes to be fucking fucked
especially
with in your own house. In your own fucking house.
Especially we're speaking Spanish in his gym and just like they're getting mad. You know, I can see that shit. Me and Luis Yanis and Brian and Brian's manager. And we bounced, but it was good. It was good.
Hell yeah, man. I can't wait. I'm super stoked. I'm stoked for this Saturday too. Because we get to see where he's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So the boys will brace himself. Well, we have to learn how to say bye to everybody.
Yeah, figure that one out. Yeah.
Like Forrest Gump. Is that good, Adam?
But subscribe.
Guys, subscribe, like, share, comment. Please. Anything that we do right or wrong, let us know.
Yeah.
I get some of those guys that talk shit. I love it.
Please.
Yeah, give it to us, man. Yeah. You don't like us, that's fine.
That's cool.
Tell us why you don't like us.
But yeah, please share, comment, all that bullshit that fucking YouTube people say. So this shit can grow. Just saying. Women's boxing.
Pink gloves.
This has been a Point and Yell production. Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.